Bismillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the pilot of the Middle West podcast. My name's Thaqib Musa. I'm your host, and with me are my co-hosts Assad Hussein.
Assalamu alaikum.
And Abdus-Sami.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
So in the pilot, we just want to introduce ourselves as well as the podcast project, what we're doing, our organizations that we represent, and what kind of our vision is out of this, and what you can expect in the upcoming episodes, inshallah. So we're the three kind of lead hosts, you can say. We've got a lot of guest hosts, and we've tried to cover as many areas of the UK as possible. So the Middle West is a UK project, and we're trying to make it as representative as possible. So we have a few hosts in London, two, few just outside London, myself based in Birmingham / Solihull, and then up north, Assad and Jahangir. So inshallah, we'll be trying to travel to different places, meeting activists and people from all the different areas in the UK, and kind of talk to them, highlighting their work, their activism, getting their thoughts on various projects that they're doing. But a little bit about yourself. So we'll start with Assad. So Assad, you're the Rochdalian in the mix.
Okay, I'm going to introduce myself and leave this Rochdalian nonsense out for a second. My name is Assad. I'm from Manchester, Greater Manchester.
Rochdale.
I'm getting to it. A town in Greater Manchester called Rochdale. Doesn't make me a Rochdalian. I think it makes me more of a Mancunian because it's in Greater Manchester. It's like London. You're not like, where are you from in London, Abdus-Sami?
I am from Whitechapel.
Oh, no one calls you a Whitechapel, do they?
No, they don't call him a Whitechaplain. They just call him a Bengali.
But yeah, I'm from around Manchester. I was born in Birmingham, actually, North Birmingham, Handsworth. But I moved to Manchester when I was quite young. What else do you want to know about me?
Well, what do you do?
What do? I don't know.
No, like as in with your studies,
with my life,
work / yeah.
I don't work.
What do you do? Like, what do you actually do?
I don't do a do, but
it's turning into a Friends episode.
I don't work. I just graduated my undergrad last year in law, and I'm doing my master's in security and international law.
Security and international. That sounds fluffy. That sounds like you just wanted to do a fluffy, fancy degree.
What do you mean fluffy?
So what do you study? Is it like international stuff?
That's not the type of degree.
I study security and international law.
That's not what Pakistanis do. Pakistanis do engineering and medicine, and that's
law as well.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, there you go.
So international security.
Security and international law.
The issue is when Pakistanis do law, it's because they have one intention, which is becoming an immigration lawyer.
Yeah. I'm not going to become a solicitor, but
what are you going to do?
I have no idea at the moment.
So you're a fake Pakistani?
Yeah, I'm a fake what?
Well, he said yeah.
No, I didn't get the question
You guys heard that?
No, I'm not sure what I'm going to do at the moment. I'm looking to go into like policy advisory positions, but we'll see what happens, inshallah.
Okay, offline you were telling us a little bit about your dissertation, so what's the
I was trying to make a joke because you dictate all the time, don't you?
It's
quite funny. It's quite funny at the beginning of the podcast. Thaqib was like, yes, this podcast is going to be based in the UK, it's the UK project, and he says it with an American accent.
Yeah, it's absolutely hilarious.
No,
not just that, he
starts
dictating the show as well. He's like,
and my dissertation title is called "The Illusory Prohibition on the Use of Force in International Law: US Dictation."
So we have the American right now who's basically dictating this whole Midwest podcast.
To be very clear, though, I'm not American. I just have an American accent, but also I'm from the UK because, like Lut alayhi salam says, Lut alayhi salam when he referred to his people, even though he wasn't from Sodom, he moved there, but he referred to them as qawmi, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran talks about them as qawmihi as well. So therefore, you are a man of wherever, or a woman, man or woman, of wherever you are based and where your community is and where you're trying to bring about change. And that's why we're going to this podcast is going to be about British.
So are you renouncing your previous citizenship?
Where are you from, Thaqib? Where are you born?
They haven't given me UK citizenship.
Where are you born, though?
Dave, if you're listening in, please, sort me out.
You do know it's quite hard though.
I'm
test.
from. I mean, we need to finish your introduction. So where are you from?
Oh, yes,
I just told you.
No, you said you're from Rochdale, but also
I'm from Birmingham. I was born in Birmingham.
Yeah, you were born in Birmingham. Do you want to go into a deeper kind of
just say it straight up? Ask the question.
I don't think the question's needed to
You
be
sound like
honest.
a guy
I think
trying
you're
to. You sound like a.
I think unlike
you sound
me,
like a
you're
person who's trying not
American.
to be racist, but trying to find out where my parents are from.
That's all the white
it's
people
one of
do.
those
They're
ones.
like, is this okay question to like ask you?
It's like one of those ones. You go on holiday.
I'm
Like,
Pakistani.
where are you from? I'm from Britain. No, where
But
are you
you're
really
brown.
from?
But you're
Exactly.
brown.
It doesn't make sense. Where are you really
From my parents are Pakistani. I'm Pakistani.
There we go. We're
Well,
going
we
somewhere.
already said you're a fake Pakistani, so that's fine.
Okay, yeah.
So you're a fake Pakistani from Rochdale, but actually you're from Birmingham.
Yeah.
Which makes him Pakistani.
Actually, I identify more with Manchester than Birmingham now.
Saying that, I don't blame you. But you know, we love Birmingham, so I'm
Are you sure? Are you sure you love Birmingham?
Solihull's quite nice,
Moving
to be
on
honest
to, alhamdulillah, you know, suburbia is nice. Suburbia is always nice.
Right.
You,
Moving
know,
on.
you live in Tory country, that's the dream.
Swiftly moving on, because with this podcast has no political affiliations to anything or to anybody.
So Abdus-Sami, you have the most interesting, work situation of all of us. What is it that you do on a day-to-day basis?
So my name is Abdus-Sami. I am from London,
and
born and raised.
Bangladesh.
Born and raised a Londoner. Born in Hammersmith. Then I kind of made hijrah to.
Why are you just naming tube stations?
No,
No one cares about your tubes. I find this really annoying about Londoners. In my first year, I met this guy and he goes, "I'm from Harrow," and I was like, "That makes I don't care."
I'm from Watford.
Harrow is not London, making it very clear. They have their own separate postcode. They have their own separate.
Harrow is Hertfordshire, isn't it?
It's in Greater London.
Is
But
it
it's,
north?
it's in the M25.
It's within the M25, yeah, but they don't have a London postcode. So a typical London postcode is, based on its geography. So NE is northeast, E is east, EC is east central, WC is west central, not water
And
closet.
you know this because in your previous days as a teenager, you were in all the postcode wars.
Oh wow, are we going there?
Touchy.
Bro, what I'm saying is, I was born in W12, but I'm repping E1 all day, every day. Anyway.
E1. What was that stand for? East Pakistan.
No.
No.
So
it's really raw.
So the E stands for east, basically. So again, Harrow's got a separate
You don't
postcode.
need to explain London to us. The podcast listeners don't care about how London postcodes are done.
Sorry, so I'm a bit of a geek. Sometimes I can bore you with many different boring facts. I can tell you how the UK car registration system works.
And don't get them started on electric cars and motors and all that.
Oh yes, I love hybrid cars and hybrid technology. I think it's absolutely amazing. So that kind of gives you a background as to who I am. I studied mechanical engineering.
MashaAllah,
alhamdulillah.
what a beautiful profession.
It's a beautiful, typical Pakistani engineer now, alhamdulillah, although I don't really practice engineering anymore.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. You have the degree there for rishtas are lined up for you. But you've already sorted yourself out.
I'm already married.
Exactly.
So-
I just wanted to bring that up organically.
Wow.
Very organic.
Alhamdulillah, it's an amazing... Thaqib, wouldn't you say married life is amazing, alhamdulillah?
Alhamdulillah, yes. It is. It's the best thing.
Well, what about you, Assad?
We're looking at you.
Yeah, nice.
So
I'm married.
Abdus-Sami is married, and so am I, and Assad is not. So
I'm more of like the George Clooney kind of guy.
I think he's trying to do
Spend a lot of time being a bachelor and then just enjoy myself. Because these guys, when I walk in the room, they're just completely miserable. So
Wow.
we're really not.
I'm quite happy.
Can I
I'm
just say-
quite happy where I am.
Listen. You're drinking my fancy coffee on this fancy
Oh.
table with the fancy candles and everything. So you're enjoying.
But
the
I'd
benefits
ask you, Thaqib, like, if 4 years ago, would you be giving me this, or have you just been? Whoosh, with
4 years ago, if you
Wow.
came to my house, 4 years ago, if you came to my house, there wouldn't be coffee because we probably wouldn't even have milk in the house.
There wouldn't be a house. It would
be a cow in the garden where you get the milk from?
Nah, 4 years ago, I lived in student accommodation, man. It was nasty. You didn't want to come to my house.
Were you in the UK 4 years ago?
Yeah, I was. Been here for 6 years, alhamdulillah.
6 years.
Subhanallah, man.
Subhanallah.
You should elect your prime minister. 6 years is a long time, man.
You know,
honestly.
technically, I can never be prime minister. I think you have to be born in this country to be prime minister.
Yeah. So you just admitted that you're not British, basically.
I'm not British. I think I
To
I
be
don't admit
British, you have to be able to become prime minister. Like, not actually become. I mean, like, you have to have the capacity to become prime minister.
Is that your like?
That's my test
that's your
for being
definition?
British. Yes. So my
You know
mother
what?
is not British.
I've got a small little British citizenship test where I like to kind of identify how British you are. It's basically a simple test where I'm going to spell out a word and you just pronounce. If I had visual aids, I'd just write out the word. But this word,
it's a podcast. They can't see your visual aids.
Exactly, that's true. Basically, test number one.
We're not on YouTube yet. We will
okay.
get on YouTube.
This is okay. Word number one: SCHED.
I just lost it. What did he spell?
SCH.
Oh, is this because if I say
E-
schedule, then I'm British. If I
Then-
say schedule, then I'm American.
Okay,
Is
so which
this-
is the
this
correct
one of those?
British? Which is the correct British pronunciation?
Schedule?
Schedule. That's correct.
Yeah, that's the
Mashallah.
correct British pronunciation. There you go. Please give me.
I don't even say.
give me
I
passport
say
right now.
schedule.
Yeah, but the correct pronunciation is schedule.
Yeah, I think you've started to bore everyone. Please just
Okay.
talk about your life. And move on.
I think this is
Yes.
a bit more interesting than that.
Is it? What spelling is more?
Schedule. I say
should we
schedule.
just
I
do
don't
a-
say.
Okay,
Should we
the
just
next
do a
word.
podcast
Next
about-
word. The next word.
Are you sure about that?
ADVERTISEM.
Oh, this again is advertisement if you're American or advertisement.
Advertisement.
Yes, correct. It's
You almost said
advertisement.
advertisement.
I bet you actually Assad was going to say advertisement, but yes,
I actually do say advertisement as well.
exactly.
I
There you
don't,
go.
like,
It's not British,
when
bro.
I was in uni in
You know,
undergrad,
that's the thing though.
in lectures-
Hollywood is one.
in contract law and lectures, we talk about there's like laws to do with advertisements, and the teacher would always say advertisement.
Advertisement
I know-
is
Or
a
is
proper
that if
British.
you listen to Corbyn, he always says issues.
Like,
And you always
issue is
like-
another one. It's not issue. It's issue.
Yeah. Which is
Now
very, very
the last
interesting.
word I'm going to use, and again, this is the great test. SO.
Well, I got 2 out of 3, so there you go.
I know,
I'm,
wait.
I'm passport
You
ready.
have SOCCER.
Oh, soccer. You mean football? Okay.
Football.
Darn it, it didn't work. It's football, damn it. It's not soccer.
Yeah.
What's
yeah,
wrong with
whatever.
you?
So what do you do? This is just us trying to avert the fact that he's on
Assad.
disability.
Okay.
Sorry,
I
not
might-
Assad. Sorry, Abdus-Sami is just trying to distract us from the fact that he's on Jobseekers and he still drives a German 4-door saloon, 16 plate.
It's
Someone,
nice.
someone key his car.
I actually did.
Mashallah,
I
mashallah.
nearly hit it,
Subhanallah,
Pablo.
some mad level of ayn. Can we just say on a side note that we do not promote or we don't condone ayn? Of course, it's a very
We don't condone Ayn and we don't condone job seekers. Unless you need it, in which case it's completely fine.
Yes.
But
Just to be very
doesn't.
just
He
to be very
he
clear.
just takes it anyway.
Just to be very clear, I'm not on Jobseeker's Allowance.
And he travels like 3 times a month to like
No,
Stays in
different
posh
parts
hotels.
of Europe.
The Hilton,
stays
the
in posh-
Marriott,
all on the
Central London,
taxpayers'
Canary
bill.
Wharf.
Very
Coming into our country, taking our taxes.
just to be very clear, again, I don't travel 3 times a month. I only travel twice a month.
Really? Where are you next week?
Hungary.
Yeah, there you go.
Where are you go?
He's going to Hungary.
Oh,
Hungary next week, and then the following week. Oh no, the following week I'm in the UK.
Oh wow! Oh, so that's different for you because
subhanallah, you
finally back here, finally not stealing on.
You know what?
taxpayers'
Yeah,
money.
like it's praying normal salah for me is actually like I feel like a stranger. Like I usually pray 2 rakat because I'm like traveling every other weekend, so it's like
well, isn't dunya just a form of travel? So
are you gonna somehow come up with a fatwa or some sort of qiyas that therefore every single salah should be jam' and is that what you're saying?
I don't know. Is that what you do?
No.
I feel as though he's cheating the government out of the money, and then he's cheating Allah of his salah.
Allah, this is so deep. Okay,
Moving swiftly on.
back to introducing myself. So my name is Abdus-Sami, a graduate in mechanical engineer. I love boring facts, as we've just now figured out.
That's for about 6 minutes.
But by day, alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed my grandfather with a Hajj and Umrah business. So if you ever need to kind of go on Hajj or Umrah, feel free to give me a shout. I will sort you out with a deal that's as the cheapest you can find in the
I
market.
didn't know we were doing plugs this early in the show. I thought we
Abdus-Sami
would
the
wait
plug.
for sponsors and stuff. But yeah, fine. If you're going to plug your industry, fine. That's fine. You
That's
can
fine.
plug your agency.
I'm not going to sponsor you though.
Why?
I'm not going to sponsor us rather.
Because he's cheapskate.
When he says, oh, and he's like one of the companies where he goes, oh, and if you come to us, we'll give you a very, very cheap quote. But to be honest with you, all he's giving is like what everyone else gives. Well, he just
he gives you mates rates to everyone because everyone's a mate.
No. Basically, if you use the reference Midwest podcast, and if you use that reference, then I'll know you're a listener, and therefore I will give you a special discount to all the listeners out there.
Middle West PC. So if you do,
what's
what's the name of the?
What's the website?
Oh
And
yes,
all that?
so it's called Great Air Travel.
Sorry?
Great Air Travel.
Grey Air.
Yeah, my granddad made it so.
It's a bit depressing, isn't it?
No,
Grey
Grey
Air.
Air.
What? Because the sky's always grey in Britain.
great,
great
great air,
Oh,
great
no.
air.
See, this sounds like British pronunciation coming in. No T's.
Great. No. I pronounce the T's. It's the It's the Essex kind of accent where, the Cockney accent where the T is completely eliminated.
Oh God, we started boring facts again.
Thaqib, what do you do?
Okay, so I'm an engineer. I actually practice engineering. I did electrical engineering, and I live in Solihull. I work for a car maker.
Just going to pause you there for a quick second. I just want to clarify again. I'm not Bengali. I'm Pakistani. Anywho, move on.
Oh, he's hurt by that. Sorry to our Bengali listeners.
I'm actually Pakistani. I mean, we love Bengalis, right? We love
we do.
Bengali brothers. They make great food, everything. I think food for me is the greatest definition of any culture. But anyway, moving on from that. So I'm Pakistani.
And you want to be British?
Well, I think Britain
There's
has
nothing wrong with being
incorporated a
British.
lot of other foods as well.
Beans
but
and
yes,
toast.
British people don't have any.
You know what
good
the national dish of Britain is?
Chickadee was
Or the most...
food.
He actually got it
You
correct.
just killed this punch. You just killed this punchline.
He actually got it correct.
I knew because I debated Tommy Robinson on Twitter about this.
Wow.
Oh wow!
We have a celebrity in the house.
Thank you very much.
You should plug your Twitter.
Has he
Check
got-
out my pinned tweet.
Has it?
What's
your
your
handle?
What's your handle?
My handle's a bit embarrassing at the moment. I'll change it and I'll mention it.
Plug
in a
it.
future
Plug it in
podcast.
a future episode, inshallah. But yeah, I kind of. What else is there about me? I'm not that interesting.
So you were saying how you are practicing engineering
yes, I practice engineering.
and how you're not British.
It's great. It's fine. Alhamdulillah, I love it. I love my company. I don't really love engineering that much, but I did it, so might as well use it in it. And that's that's about it. That's
Nice.
all about
So
me.
where are you from?
I'm from Pakistan.
No,
I'm
where are you
actually
really
from Pakistan.
After that, though.
Well, okay, so my dad moved to Saudi, so I was born in Saudi actually. So I've been in Saudi Arabia for a long time. Then I came here to do a degree, and then I decided that rather than going back, I would stay here and take one of your jobs. And then
You're one of them guys who came on a student visa and didn't go back in it. So basically, you're one of them guys.
yeah, but I'm
And they're looking for you right. They're looking for you right
I
now.
did it. I
And you
did
changed your name.
And you know what he
everything.
does? And you know what he does to
I'm
make sure
100% legit. I
to make sure he stays. To make sure he stays. You know what he does? Marries a British citizen.
Allahu Akbar.
No, that was
Smart.
all coincidence.
That's
I'm just,
smart.
this is really deep. You guys are going deep on my life, man. That's not what happened at all. I switched visa completely legitimately. I'm still on my company's visa, so let nobody say that that any dodgy business happens.
But you're an immigrant.
I'm 100%. Yes, I'm a 100% above board legitimate immigrant. I'm highly skilled and other things. So
the question is, if the opportunity had ever arise to pursue a British citizenship, would you go for it?
Yeah. It helps me travel more easily and all that. And plus, I've made Britain my home. Sajid Javed can come and ask me questions and I'll answer them.
He's from Rochdale, you know.
Are you
Is
very
he?
proud
I
of
thought
that?
he was from Bristol.
Is that
No, he
Rochdale's
moved to
claim?
Bristol. He was born in
Is that
Rochdale.
Rochdale's claim to fame? Sajid Javed is from
Sajid Javed, and you know Harish Shafiq,
No, I don't.
the guy who's the founder of Quilliam.
I thought
Oh,
the founder
wow.
of Qilin was Ed
He's in
Hussein.
Rochdale as well.
And now Assad
Huh?
Hussein.
I thought the
who's
founder was
going
Ed
to do-
Hussein.
No, I think he's a co-founder, but there's two
Yeah,
founders.
co-founder. Yeah, co-founder.
Harish Shafiq, he's from Rochdale as well. He still lives there, I think.
Just to say, we're not plugging in for Quillian Foundation.
No.
They do not represent the.
Oh no.
Okay, so that's our introductions done. Also, so kind of this podcast is a collaborative effort between MAB Youth, which is Muslim Association Britain Youth, and UKIM Youth, so United Kingdom Islamic Mission Youth, two organisations in the UK that operate masajid and do a lot of Islamic kind of community work. Activism,
I just heard that
etc.
voice break there. Did you not hear that?
Voice break.
He just voice is broke.
I don't know. Maybe it's a recording issue. No, I think it's.
I think it was fine. I think I was just making things up. I think.
I think you're hallucinating.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Must be the drugs.
But going back to the fact that this is a collaboration between these two organisations that are actually involved in doing a lot of good work on the local within their local communities. Both organisations have got branches and dawah initiatives up and down the country, from all the way down south as far as London to up north as Scotland. These organisations are here with the kind of aim to create positive change within our societies and to develop the best of the best. So
we're not all from the same organisation. So Thaqib and Abdus-Sami are from the Muslim Association of Britain, and then you have me. I'm from the UK Islamic Mission.
Why are you trying to create divisions? I thought
I'm
you
not
were
trying to.
all
No, I'm not a divisive guy. I just want to push that out from the get-go, just in case you see something.
And as you can tell, that
So you can throw us under the bus.
Safeguarding.
As you could tell, there's a already amazing collaboration going on between us and UKIM Youth. The fact that we are very close to Assad, mashallah. The fact that
even though he comes 25 minutes after when he said he would come,
we'll forgive him.
No, because I want to outline this right now. I just want to clarify it.
We said 6 o'clock.
We
and
said
he comes at 8 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
and then he snakes us for
Yesterday,
dinner.
so last night I thought, you know what, 9 o'clock in the evening, that's not bad. So I'll leave at around 7. That's fine. I'll have a late night. I'll go with a couple of lads.
Saying that, it was quite funny when I called you and
he rang me,
and he was just
rang me and he goes, yeah, it's been changed to 6, and it's like 2 hours before 6, so I should have been setting up. I was in bed in my nightgowns.
Manchester's only an hour away from here.
An hour away. What are you driving?
Saying that, Abdus-Sami does drive a bit of a beast. Like, not any car he drives is a beast because he drives so fast. But of course,
can I just
he
say,
doesn't break any laws, and we don't advocate speeding.
I have 0 points on my license. I can't say that.
We don't advocate any speeding on this show. So please drive safely.
Although
especially if you're listening to this while
there
driving.
could be a possible podcast in the future about issues of speeding. You never know. I
I think speeding is a myth. I think we should.
I agree.
Just make it like the UK should adopt like the autobahn laws.
The German.
Oh, right, the German.
I agree.
I saw an RS6 on YouTube going 300
No,
kilometers,
400 and no
308 kilometers per hour on the autobahn with cars.
Bro, it's fine. I've
it's
driven
very safe.
autobahn. I've driven autobahn and with my own
you
car.
have, yes.
But that's because Germans don't make any mistakes, so they don't make any laws.
Yeah.
Except
Thing is,
one or
they have other laws that are very strict about dangerous driving. For example, undertaking. It's punishable.
Is he going to start boring facts of the day again?
Undertaking is a bit dangerous though, isn't it?
Huh? Undertaking can be dangerous because of the fact that it's just not a natural response for a driver to look into his.
In a right hand driving car, undertaking is very dangerous.
I agree. So anywho, so the Germans are very strict about undertaking, for example. So as a result, like they're all very disciplined and they always stick to the right lane, which is for them the left lane. Well, for us the left lane, but the right lane for them. So that
Why do you say the right hand drive? What difference does it make if you're a right hand driver or left hand
you
driver?
don't know. Try to give
What do you mean just in this country? Like in this country, if you're a left hand drive, undertaking is that what you're saying?
Because you're not close to the left hand side, innit? Because you're moving the car. When you're overtaking a car, you're moving right. And
you could be moving left if the road is on. If you're driving on the other side of the road.
That's not undertaking. That's switching lanes.
No. I'm saying.
Let's say I'm in the third lane.
If you switch around, if you go to Europe where everything's different,
yeah,
like they drive on the other side of the road,
okay,
then surely the opposite would apply. So it would only be dangerous.
No, but the lanes are switched then, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's what you're saying.
So then it would be dangerous in a right-hand drive car.
We've somehow gone in.
Well, how did this happen? Sorry,
gone in too deep.
Supposed to talk about the organizations. We've lost ourselves now. In right-hand drive.
Even trucks, like for example, there's a
going back there. He's still on.
When
it.
a lot of
accidents
accidents happen in the UK with HGVs, they tend to be for European HGVs, so left-hand drive HGVs.
Because of the switch, maybe it's a bit of a bit.
The other thing is, if you actually look at the statistics, is speeding actually a cause for incidents on the road? People will just say yes because naturally speaking, they think it's the rational thing to say because it just makes sense apparently, but really it doesn't make sense.
I think the law should be drive to the condition.
Exactly, and the thing is, when you actually look at the causes for incidents on the roads, usually you find things such as drivers falling asleep on the wheel, or being distracted by kids at the back, or music, or road rage, or under the influence. In fact, under the influence is the biggest killer, whether it be alcohol or drugs.
I'm still alive.
Anywho, going back to the points of why this podcast initiative started off.
Not just the podcast initiative, but Abdus-Sami, tell us a little bit about why did you start volunteering? What's your motivation for activism, and why have you done, throughout your illustrious career in FOSIS and your ISOC before that and all those organizations?
Oh wow! Somehow this has become all about me.
Put you on the spot a little bit.
Yeah, see how the Americans are dictating again.
I'm really not. I'm just trying to move it on because you guys keep talking about left-hand drive and right-hand drive.
So, alhamdulillah, I think my activism career started off with ISOC. When I was in college, I was part of my Islamic Society, became the president of the Islamic Society as well after that. And then
which university?
College. This is when I was a kid.
You had the ISOC in college?
Exactly. That's how serious we are in London. Alhamdulillah. Actually, you know what? I went to the same college as Ed Hussein. And in fact, Ed Hussein was apparently the president of the Islamic Society back in the day as well. So yeah, interesting.
So we have to be careful of you.
Oh no,
Well, we have
no.
to be careful of you
Why?
because Sajid Javed and this other guy that you mentioned come from the same town as you. So it's not a great rep.
So yeah, I guess the reason why was it kind of coincided with my kind of how I became practicing as a Muslim as well. So it was around college time I became more serious about my religion and my deen, and wanted to actually invest in my akhirah, and that's when I became involved in ISOC. I felt like the Islamic Society had provided me with a safety net, an environment where I was able to learn more about my faith, become more committed, become more practicing, and it enabled me, helped me develop as a Muslim and get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. At the same time, I felt like the fact that I was able to be, this journey was facilitated for me, means that I must also facilitate this journey for other people who need this journey, where they need that spirituality or they need that development boost. And that's how I kind of got involved with da'wah work in general, where I want to make sure that a lot of people, as many people kind of experience the same kind of journey as me, where, alhamdulillah, because of the fact that I've become more religious and been practicing my faith more, it's taught me to become more active in my community, to drive positive change in my community. So to make sure that we assist or we facilitate this same kind of journey for other people around us, so that they can become more, take a more active role within society and creating a positive change, as well as the development in terms of the journey towards getting close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
So yeah, Jazakallah khair. Assad, do you want to add anything to that, or has he hit most of the points?
Yeah, I can't follow that. What's the question again?
So what's kind of your motivation behind not just this podcast, but also all the other work you do with UKIM Youth and going on charity projects abroad and all of those things? So
the motivation behind it, or how it all started.
More of the motivation. So what keeps you going?
What keeps me going is
what motivates you to get out of the bed to drive 2 hours to Solihull?
Is it the fact that UKIM are paying for the fuel?
Okay, let's not go there. What motivates me is seeing the effects of my work. So, like, if I do work, I want to see what happens after the work's done, if it actually helps or not. So, a big motivating factor for me, like last year, was when I went to Lebanon with UKIM Youth. When I went there, I could actually see the work that UKIM was doing on the ground. So we had we went to refugee camps, and we had medical pop-up stands for the refugees, and then we did water. We went to visit the water projects we had, and then we visited a huge refugee camp on the western border of Syria. It's called Arsal.
Yes.
I think Abdus-Sami has been there as well. Have you been to Arsal?
I haven't been to Arsal because Arsal is currently a red zone.
We went there when it was red zone as well. And the funny thing was the story.
So what you're saying is you're braver than Abdus-Sami is.
Basically, yeah.
No.
I just want to put that out there. So basically, we went, and Uncle Shabir, who he was going with us from Birmingham, he works with UKIM Relief on these projects, and he has done for a very long time. We went with him, and we went with the film crew from Islam Channel, and he told them in the morning to bring their passports with them, and I was in the bathroom. So we ended up going 3-4 hour drive, and we landed there. And he goes, "All right, everyone get their passports out." And I said, "What?" And he goes, "What do you mean, what? Get your passport out?" I was like, "No, don't say that." And all I see was men.
Hey, you need your passports for the checkpoints.
Men with guns just standing there.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, oh my days. Everyone just started
But
panicking.
they still let you through.
Everyone started panicking, and the guide with us, Sheikh Zaid, he spoke with the people, and they asked me questions and listened to my accent. Check if I was British, and I started speaking with the Queen's English and all that.
Yeah.
I was like, "Yes, I'm from Britain. Yes."
Wow. Because the
And
thing
then
is,
they let me through, and then we went there, and I was blown away, because it's basically like an open air prison.
wow.
People in Arsal cannot go outside.
So because they can't work in
can't work,
Lebanon
nothing.
and all that.
Yeah, subhanAllah.
Okay.
The thing is, when you mentioned the whole passport situation, so there's checkpoints across, and to be honest, it's not new for Middle Eastern countries or even East countries back in the East. There's just, generally speaking, military checkpoints everywhere, which not that deep. Usually, they just let people go through. It's just like if there's someone something on alert, then they just kind of pull someone over. Very few times they actually do a check where they're going to ask for everybody's passports, which is why they tell you to keep your passports on you. But the one thing, the person who was our guide, he was from Lebanon, working for a charity called Iswa. They're doing a lot of work on the ground in Lebanon. So we noticed that every time he would go past the checkpoints, he'd basically just make a dua to the guards, be like, Allah ya'tik al-afiyah, and then the guards would just wave them through. So we realized that there's a dua for Lebanon. If you're ever at Lebanon and you're going through a checkpoint, the dua is Allah ya'tik al-afiyah. So
the more you know.
if you travel to Lebanon, go for it, bro.
That's a top tip, mashallah. But yeah, just alhamdulillah, that's jazakumullah khair, guys, for sharing. I think for me it's more of a kind of especially in this community, like in the West, Muslims are a minority, and sometimes we feel targeted, and we hear a lot of the time, like most of the coverage we get is negative. So just putting a kind of a positive message out there, a positive image out there, and being there, so kind of inculcating that sense of community, and making sure that we belong, and also grappling with like kind of tough ideas and stuff. That's something I'm really passionate about. So inshallah, that'll be something we'll bring to the podcast as well. But I think we've gone over a bit of our expected time. So
I'm so sorry. Yes, I put my hands up. I think I'm to blame.
well, it's quite interesting, your boring fact. I said that with a roll of the eyes. But anyways, jazakumullah khair to my two co-hosts, and for the listeners, inshallah, we'll be continuing on every fortnight with an episode release. And inshallah, we'll be trying to go to various different areas of the UK, trying to capture as many guests as possible and have as many conversations as possible, and try and bring people from all aspects. We didn't even talk about the name. So the name is the Middle West because we kind of want to be balancing the discourse, and we want to be in the middle and bring people from all different aspects. And also we're in the West, and we're in the middle of the West because Europe is on our east and US is
it's like
on
a play
our
on for like the Middle East, basically.
And it's also called us PC because we like to maintain our PC-ness.
Well, we do and we don't, but it's Middle West PC. So
Assad looks a bit confused.
That's a double entendre, isn't it? So like podcast and PC, politically correct.
Assad, you look a bit confused. You know what PC stands for, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
podcast.
Podcast, isn't it? Oh, politically correct.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Yeah, but that's you can follow us on Twitter at the Middle West PC. On Gmail, our email address is middlewestpc@gmail.com, and you can reach out to us, give us your feedback, let us know what you think, and also we'll have a Facebook page very soon as Assad decides to create one, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.